to our installment of the Employer Spotlight for August. We are so glad that you've joined the Senior Source along with the Elder Financial Safety Center for this event. So as you know, we are highlighting or spotlighting the State Fair of Texas. The State Fair of Texas is in their seasonal hiring van, and so they are interested to hire more people for various roles that are available. So Karissa, thank you so much for joining us today. We're very happy to have you. If you could, would you introduce yourself officially and give us a little bit of information about what it is you do for the State Fair of Texas?
Of course. Again, thank you for having me today. Sorry for the technical issues. Was having an issue with audio, obviously, but I'm glad we got it worked out. I'm Karissa Condoianis. I'm Senior Vice President of Public Relations for the State Fair of Texas and serve as the spokesperson for the fair. I'm coming up on my 8th State Fair of Texas here, but I grew up in the Dallas area and have been coming to the fair all my life. And, you know, it's an incredible place to work. And, you know, we're looking for a lot of people to join the Tex team this year or work for our independent contractors out here, like our food and beverage operators and things like that. And so we're just thankful to the Senior Source for letting us and allowing us to be on this and speak to your audience about it, because we have a lot of fun out here. And we want more people to come out and join our team. And we have a lot of people who come back year after year and have been coming to us as seasonal employees for, you know, 10, 20, 50, some more than 60 years coming back seasonally. Wow. So I hope that speaks volumes to the kind of work environment that we provide and the amount of fun that we do have out at the fair. So thank you again for having us.
Absolutely. Well, listen, everyone, at least here in the state of Texas, right, that in the DFW area specifically, is so excited about the State Fair of Texas. So we're all kind of crossing our hands and hoping that this will happen. So we're going to jump right into this, Karissa. Want to talk a little bit around just kind of the hiring and we'll get just real, right? So some of the challenges, let's just kind of start there with maybe some of the challenges that you guys are facing amid COVID-19.
Yeah, you know, I mean, as you know, it's no secret that every industry is facing challenges with hiring right now, especially the hospitality industry, which the jobs like we have at the fair fall under. So we're getting creative in ways and partnering with community partners like y'all and being able to get the word out about job opportunities that we do have. As I mentioned, we have an incredible group of returning employees that come back year after year. Some take vacation from their regular jobs in order to work the 3 weeks of the State Fair of Texas. Some look at it as an opportunity to earn some money ahead of the holidays to, you know, put towards shopping and things at the holidays. Some people just love the State Fair of Texas and can't imagine not being out here and being a part of it. So really, we're looking to add some more people to our team. And we're doing really well at this point with hiring, but we have a lot of openings still and would love to fill those with people from your network who love the State Fair of Texas and love interacting with people, because that's really what these jobs are, is you're on the front lines dealing with fairgoers every day, helping them. Really, everybody on our team goes through Texitude training, which is our customer service training. As there's some continuing education there that happens, and training for on the job that you can carry through to other aspects of your life.
Wonderful. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, right? Because you all have a history of employing, you know, wonderful people who enjoy working with the public. That's a huge thing with the State Fair of Texas. So that's awesome. And you did mention as a part of kind of the onboarding process, there is kind of a customer focus. If you could very briefly walk us through, you know, maybe start to finish, is what our clients, or anyone that's interested in working with the State Fair of Texas, what that might look for them onboarding to work seasonally.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty simple process to get onboarded with the State Fair of Texas seasonally. You go out to bigtex.com/jobs. We have a whole listing of jobs out there that are available for this year's State Fair of Texas. Some of those hot jobs that we have this year are things like gate attendants, parking lot attendants, and cashiers for our coupon sales and admission gates. So those are some of our hottest positions that we're looking to fill this year, that are very customer interacting from a distance, and you'll be protected and all of that. But you would end up applying online, And then all of those applications come into our human resources department. And then depending on what position you applied for, they get sent out to the department heads for those. And we also have out there our independent contractors like our clean team that is operated through ACT, Platinum Security, who helps to keep the grounds safe and helps to screen people as they come through our metal detectors at the gates. And then we have positions like our food and beverage operators, because if you have an interest in the food and beverage side, there are plenty of openings over there. So you can apply online for those, goes to HR, it gets sent to the different departments, who then reviews applications and contacts you if they think that you would be a good fit and they want to talk to you or bring you in for an interview. Or some people, you know, after talking briefly, get hired right on the spot. And then it's just filling out paperwork and getting on the payroll. And you go through some training leading up to the fair. And that's just worked with your schedule, with your supervisors. And then we're ready when the opening day hits on September 24th. And we work with, you know, on scheduling to make sure that it works for your schedule, that you can work, you know, whatever days and hours that you want throughout the 24-day run of the State Fair of Texas.
Wow, that is awesome. I think that is just kind of a highlight, right? You get all of this training and then you get to work a schedule that will be conducive to your life. I think that is awesome. So I'm going to repeat that website again. It's just bigtex.com. Is that right? Bigtex? And then you can go to, yes. Say that again,
Bigtex. Bigtex.com/jobs.
/jobs. Wonderful. Okay. Guys, don't forget that. And there are all types of jobs, and you highlighted a few of them that are going to be kind of the more, the kind of need-based, from cleaning to security to coupon gates and the coupon takers and such. So that is very, very good. Now, in terms of the process, you did mention, you know, you fill it out, you'll get a call from HR. Around how long do you think that it takes? Is it a week or two type of process as far as longevity of process? How quickly can they get?
Sometimes it can be within hours, sometimes days, and sometimes weeks. It depends on the department that you're applying for and how quickly they're looking to hire. You know, the guest service, I manage public relations and guest services for the state fair. And I have about 90 people that report into me during the fair. That includes all of our phone bank. So people where they call and ask questions about the fair. People in our guest relations, if we need to deal with some guest concerns, we address those there. Guest services, which is all of our hospitality centers and info booths throughout the grounds for people to come and ask, whether it's call them professional potty corners, because you learn where every single bathroom is, because that's the most asked question out here of our guests.
Of course.
As you can imagine, going to any of it. And then they also help, you know, provide them with directions on the maps of where they're going if they're looking for something specific. So like on that, if I get an application and my team responds to those very quickly and tries to get people onboarded, brings them in for interviews, make sure that the personality fit is there. That's something for me personally on my team we're always looking for, because we have such a fun time and such a great team dynamic. We want to bring people into the team who love the fair as much as all of us do, and who understand the importance of the guest experience out here. And that's what we're about. We are the most Texan place on earth. And so we are looking for people who love Texas and who love Texas hospitality. So we love people who love saying howdy folks, who love welcoming people, who love, you know, saying you're welcome and thank you and all the manners that we were all raised with here in Texas. And really that's the type of people that we're looking for, is people that deep down, they just love to help people.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. And you said something, I was going to segue into that. If you had to choose kind of the top three qualifications for a person that will work well in this customer facing role, what would those top three things be? And I know you mentioned them, but in your mind, what are like the top three that would make them a successful state fair employee?
You know, I think that, it's for similar across all areas of the organization. Those would be enthusiasm. We want people out here who love the fair and want to be out here. Service-minded would be something, is people who are looking to help people. And then people who love the fair. You know, the fair has been around for 135 years. We're celebrating 135 years this year. And to be able to come back after such a tough year and a half that we all had to go through, and be able to host a safe event. You know, the majority of the fairgrounds are outdoors. We are requiring that all state fair staff be fully vaccinated from COVID-19. So that is something, if you're looking to apply, know that that is a requirement. But we're looking for people who want to be out here and who love the fair and who want to help people. Those are the biggest things.
Awesome. We got a fellow viewer here that says, for the person who likes to play with big toys, they also have job offerings for the tractor and equipment operators. Yes, Debbie, thank you.
That's true.
That has got to be fun. That has got to be fun. Awesome. So you did mention something that is, I know, been at the top of a lot of employers' minds, and that is COVID. And so you did mention to be a part of the seasonal staff, they will need to be, or definitely have proof of full vaccination. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct. We are requiring anybody on the State Fair of Texas payroll to be fully vaccinated from COVID-19. And you would have to be able to provide that vaccination proof to our Human Resources Department upon being hired. It's something we feel is that we can do as an organization, because it's not lost on us that without the COVID-19 vaccination and all of the vaccination efforts throughout North Texas and the Lone Star State, the State Fair of Texas wouldn't be possible this year. And, you know, for those that don't know, the State Fair of Texas is a nonprofit organization. And the event that we hold in the fall is our largest fundraiser of the year and our main source of revenue for the year. So by losing that last year, you know, we were able to host a drive-through fair, which, you know, was an incredible way for our team to stay activated and for us to help keep the state fair spirit alive in the fall during the pandemic. But it was hard as an organization because it hinders all of the work that we do in the off season. We have a farm where we grow produce year round, and we donate all of the produce into South Dallas to help feed families in need. That's Big Tex Urban Farms. We have the Big Tex Scholarship Program, where we raise money and we give it to college students to help fund their education throughout the Lone Star State. We have other programs. Last year, even during the pandemic, we supported nearly 60 other nonprofit organizations in South Dallas Fair Park to help uplift this community. Because as you know, there are a lot of needs in this community. And so the State Fair of Texas has been around for 135 years and is committed to continuing to support this community. And to do all of that great work, we have to have a successful state fair, and we only have 24 days to get it right. And so we love when we have employees who come on and understand that and see the bigger picture as to what we are doing with everything that we earn during the State Fair of Texas.
That is amazing. I think I learned something new today as well. I knew the State Fair has been around for a long time, but I did not know 135 years. Now, in all fairness, though, our Big Tex, we kind of got to, do we have our newer Big Tex guy? He's been around how long? Well, the new clothes, at least.
Well, the original Big Tex showed up at the fair in 1952 and it's been here ever since. But yes, of course, there was an electrical fire in 2012, actually at the closing weekend of the state fair that year. And unfortunately, the old Big Tex did burn down. But the team worked diligently in the off season and were able to resurrect Big Tex to be there for opening day of the 2013 State Fair of Texas. And a bigger and better Tex has been standing there since opening day of 2013. He's 55 feet tall, a very welcoming, he's our ambassador. He is the symbol for Texantude, as we call it out here at the State Fair of Texas, in showcasing Texas hospitality and making sure that he is being welcoming to all of our fairgoers. And he's not only, you know, known as being the icon of the State Fair of Texas, but when I travel and I have on my Big Tex hat or anything with Big Tex on it, like my jacket, like everybody knows who Big Tex is. So it becomes a symbol for the state of Texas as well, just by default, because he's our friendly talking cowboy.
He is, you know, and that was one of my fondest memories as a child attending the State Fair of Texas, was being able to see Big Tex. And it's so crazy because you don't know how much these entities press upon you and the things. So I literally remember where I was the day like that the fire had happened, and typing, and Facebook was going crazy. Like it was really emotional. We were like, oh no.
Yeah, there were It was
emotional,
amazing.
right? Right.
Yeah.
It was something, but again, that speaks to the culture and that term that you use, the textitude, that is very, very prevalent within that organization. So we're very appreciative. That is an awesome welcome guide. Karissa, looks like we have another statement here. Erica, thanks for joining us. She says she had no idea that the State Fair of Texas was nonprofit and this was the biggest fundraiser. I don't think I did either. So we're very appreciative of you sharing that information for us.
Of course.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Now, let's kind of jump back a little bit into some of the roles. Now, I know that based upon the website that the starting pay is roughly between, what would that be, like 12 to 12.28, or is that very dependent upon the role?
So if you're looking for a job that's with the State Fair of Texas on the State Fair of Texas payroll, our minimum wage that we have is $12.38, which matches the living wage index for Dallas County. So that's where we start all of our wages. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not jobs that pay more than that. That's just where they start. And so it can depend on which role you're applying for, or see how, the experience that you bring to the jobs, they may put you at a higher rate. All of that. So it's just dependent on your experience and what you bring and which position you're applying for. Absolutely.
But the starting wage is $12.38. Now, I know one thing that people are always concerned about, and I know we're kind of jumping around now that COVID is inside, precautions, and what are some of the steps that you feel that an employee coming in to the organization as a newly seasonal person, what type of safeguard provided for these incoming seasonal employees?
So as we discussed already, one measure we're taking is by having all of our State Fair staff fully vaccinated from COVID-19 and helping protect from that measure. We cannot require, but we are strongly encouraging all of our vendors out here and independent contractors to do the same, to vaccinate themselves and their employees, because again, it creates a safer environment out here. And then we will have masks on hand for our employees who want to wear them. That is, of course, welcome, or you can wear your mask from home. We'll have hand sanitizer. We're actually going to have more than 500 hand sanitizing stations throughout the fairgrounds this year. And we'll have messaging throughout the grounds reminding people to socially distance and to wash their hands and utilize the hand sanitizer. And then actually, we recently shared, and the Dallas County shared, that we've been working with Dallas County to actually offer vaccinations all 24 days of the State Fair of Texas. They're going to set up a vaccination hub behind Big Tex in Big Tex Circle, and they will be operating all 24 days. And those folks who come out to enjoy the fair, who get their vaccine at the fair, if they haven't gotten it already, then they are eligible to receive $20 in State Fair coupons for food and rides. So those are some of the measures we're looking at there. In terms of our staffing and in terms of what will be required of fairgoers, obviously this is a fluid situation right now, and we can never anticipate exactly where we'll be. So we're continuing to monitor all of the protocols and guidance and the pandemic at the local, state, and national levels. And we will make adjustments as we get closer to the fair, and we may have to make some adjustments during the fair. Safety is always our top priority. And so that is something that we are hyper focused on. And we will be looking at all of that right now. Unless there's a government mandate in place, we will not require fully vaccinated people to wear a mask. And if you are not vaccinated, we strongly encourage you to wear a mask and to follow CDC guidelines. Now that's for guests who come out to the fair. So really, it's customizable to what you're comfortable with. And we want to provide a safe environment for our staff. And so we look forward to recommendations and trying to make sure that we are providing that environment at all times.
That is so refreshing to hear. And I am super excited about the vaccine. I mean, it feels like you guys have thought about everything.
We're trying.
Yeah. And that's very important. Now, I know one of the questions that we have as we're moving through this is, we talked about kind of the best type of person for this role, right? Enthusiastic, people-minded and focused, one that generally just love the fair. As you're aware, our clients are typically older adults. So we serve as populations between 50 and 55, but generally the kind of age range was between 60 and 65. If you were to give a bit of an insight into, a working environment for an older adult to encourage them to apply, what would you say to that person that's like, oh, I don't know, it's the fair, it's so big, it's so this, it's that. What offering would you give them to encourage them that this might be a good opportunity?
Well, I think it's the family-oriented atmosphere that we provide as an employer as well. We share life's ups and downs with each other, and these people that I work with out here, we become like a family. And that is something, not only are we about hosting an event that's a family-friendly event that people from all walks of life can come and enjoy, but we're also hyper-focused on that as an employer as well. And we want to provide that environment for people. And that's very important to us. We're also, a big focus as coming into this is the training that you receive and making sure that you feel fully prepared and equipped for the job that you're taking on. And just know that focus on the smaller job that you're doing and not the overall size of the fair as a whole. When you get into the department that you feel is the right fit for you, and you have your supervisor and you have your team around you and you're working with them on a daily basis, there is a learning curve there, but we help walk you through that. And the team is here to support you on that. We really love when we have senior citizens or recently retired professionals who come out and join the team at the state fair, because they bring a level of expertise and experience, not only professional, but life experience that they can apply to the role and help to even make our team stronger. And so the audience that y'all are talking to and who we're talking to right now, you are the people we're looking for to come out here and support the State Fair of Texas. I have an employee who has worked for me for more than 25 years, worked in this department, and she is just turned 103 years old, and she was here working the fair in 2019.
Wow.
Working, in a booth and greeting people, and Miss Rose, everybody knows her, and they come out to see her, and it's one of those things like, this is accessible. This work is accessible to anyone, and we have so many different job opportunities. But if you go out and you read the description, apply for the ones, and make sure you fill out every question in that application so that your application gets viewed and you get contacted. But it's one of those things that you are who we're looking for. You are who we want out here working the fair. And, we have people, like I said, out here that have been coming back for decades, more than half a century, that are coming back and working at the fair every single season. So this year is going to be even more fun as a team because we worked together last year. And so we've all missed each other. And so there's a different energy coming in this year than in prior years. And we're just all really excited to be back together.
That is so good. And I love that you said that, because, that I think sometimes is often the hesitation or the apprehension for some older adults is, well, what will the training be like? Is there going to be any, what will the atmosphere be like? Because you spend a great deal of time maybe in one discipline or one focus of your career, and you kind of move into this next stage, and sometimes they aren't as welcoming. But what I'm hearing you say is that it's, great training is provided, a great family atmosphere is provided, and this would be an ideal role for anyone that is looking to work seasonally. We've got another comment here. Thanks, guys, for jumping in here. Thanks for mentioning the accessibility. Someone says, I want my mom to apply, but she worries about the walking and the standing. And that too is another concern, right? Karissa, is the kind of the physicality of the role. Now, I would imagine that the State Fair of Texas does have some room for accommodation for those people who have, mobile limitations or accessibility. Would that be accurate?
Yes, that's completely accurate. And that's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is looking at our employees and making sure that we're supporting them, at whatever level that they're capable to be at. We have, different positions where it might be a position that you're sitting all day, if standing and walking too much is an issue. With different positions we have where you're golf carted to your location every day. So once you arrive and you get parked, and you can even take the tram up to the grounds, then once you check in, you're taken via golf cart to your position for the day, and you're picked up at the end of the day. So again, it depends on the position that you're applying for. That one is in our coupon sales side. And so we understand that there could be potential mobility issues, and we want to work with our staff to make sure that everybody feels supported and that working for the fair is accessible for everyone. Another piece is that we are big on diversity, equity, belonging, and inclusion here at the State Fair of Texas. The State Fair of Texas is for all Texans. The State Fair of Texas is for all walks of life. And our employees, we're in the same boat. We're the same way. Like, this is for, we want people to feel included, and we are open to having everyone apply. We want people who attend the fair to be from all walks of life, and we want people who work at the fair to be from all walks of life. And that's a part of our training, is sensitivity training, and going through that, the importance of diversity, belonging, equity, and inclusion that we have as an organization, and we feel is our obligation to follow that. And so we want to instill that, and it goes into our Texitude training and what you go through to make sure that you're treating everyone equitably out here when you are working at the fair, and that you're receiving that equitable treatment as well.
I think that's amazing. I think that is amazing, because that too is such a very, important part of just not even just the employment journey, but just, the culture of an employment establishment. That journey is making sure that everyone is being treated with equity and respect. I can't say the word, but respect most. This is so much fun.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, you know what I meant. But this is so much fun, because again, we are so excited to partner with you all. In case you do not know, viewing audience, thank you again for joining us. We're here with Karissa Condoianis. Did I say that properly?
Close. Condoianis. Yeah. I just say Karissa from the fair. Karissa
from the fair. I love it. We got to get you a shirt. Karissa from the fair, who is both spokesperson and SVP of public relations. So thank you for all of the information. I think one of the things that everyone needs to know is that there are application hubs throughout the city. Isn't that cool? So what that means, and Karissa, help me along with this if it's accurate, is that you can apply at different locations. If you don't have access to a computer in your home, you can visit one of the many Dallas libraries that are participating. There are some places of worship, and your very own senior source at 3910 Harry Hines Boulevard is an application hub. Right? So we're doing to support this effort for this great organization is opening our computer labs Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Karissa, you'd be so proud of us. So we have printed out a whole kind of spiel about where to go. We have a list of all of the jobs, right? We have highlighted all of the kind of must needs and the, high visibility roles. And we have kind of, put it down to where there's absolutely no reason you cannot successfully complete an application. Okay, so anyone viewing is welcome to visit us Mondays and Wednesdays between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. This is absolutely free, and there will be someone there to help as well. So that's a really cool thing. I didn't think to ask this earlier, but have the application hubs or those type of partnerships been around for quite some time?
We started that several years ago when we realized, accessibility to internet. And we used to accept paper applications at the office, but obviously with transportation concerns and things like that, we moved the process to be online. And we're thankful to have incredible partners like y'all who are helping us spread the word and helping give people that accessibility to apply. Because, not everybody is as well versed in technology as some others. And so to be able to have that support and walk people through it, that it's very beneficial and allows us to open up the opportunity to an even greater audience.
I agree. I absolutely love when I get a call and it's someone's here to fill out an application for the state fair, and it's been very good. So we're very glad to be able to partner with you for that, Karissa. I don't think we have any more comments here unless there are more questions. If people are interested, they can definitely go to bigtex.com/jobs, where there are a list of all of the jobs that are available, everything from coupon takers to cash collectors, tractor and equipment folk. Everyone is welcome. Training is provided. And if they have any additional questions, of course, you're welcome to contact us here at the Senior Source Mondays and Wednesdays for our application hub. Karissa, it has been such a pleasure having you on with us today. You and I'm sure it's just ecstatic. This has been great information. Is there anything you want to leave us with before we close out our time together?
Just apply now.
Right.
We're hiring right now. We've already have some people that have started. Most positions will be held during the fair. And again, it's flexible with your schedule. So we understand we're not, saying you need to work all 24 days and all of that. Some of us do, like me, all 24 days, day and night. My family will see me in October. It's one of those, it's an incredible place to work. And Big Tex is a pretty great boss. So please apply and join the State Fair family and our Tex team, because it's something that gets in your blood and you want to come back year after year, and we welcome you back with open arms when you want to. So thank you.
I adore that. That's awesome. And what's so interesting, I'm watching you, and when you say Big Tex and when you say State Fair, everything in you lights up. So listen, guys, if that's not proof enough, but this is an awesome opportunity that if you're able to have it, that you should apply. So I appreciate that. We appreciate your time, Karissa. Again, we're very thankful and happy to partner with you all. And we're excited to see the beautiful things that are going to happen with the 2021 season of the State Fair of Texas. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.